As the regular season winds down, the elite teams of the UFL are heating up, and so tonight, on a special Sunday night edition of UFL Primetime, we come to you from the great state of Utah as the Vegas Devils face off against the Salt Lake Hornets. Good evening to you and yours from the UFL broadcast booth. My name is Josh Circle, and I'll be serving you tonight's play-by-play. And joining me, the second hardest working man in sim football today, Tyler Falk. Tyler, we got a great matchup here. Pair of 10-win teams, already playoff bound, but each with one more Canyon Division score to settle tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh, for having me. It's a playoff tune-up for these two teams. The best team in the UFL, Salt Lake, taking on Vegas, and the Hornets with one more showing here in front of their fans. And the big question is for both these two teams, is it better to lose tonight to have that extra little bit of tune-up going into the postseason?
Both of these teams have their seeds locked in. Vegas will have the 1 seed to start the Western Conference, and they will start with the football, wearing black tops, black jerseys, and gold pants. The boys in Vegas, black helmets, white tops, and white pants. First down, they're going to run it. And up the middle is Chris Allure for a gain of 8. Second down.
Well, Salt Lake's offense, while they're top 10 in terms of a couple different categories, especially on defense, they're rushing offense, one of the best. We saw an 8-yard rush there. They're 7th best in the league in that category, and led by a very talented tap back there, Jack Nitro, off as he is off and running again.
Allure again with another first down, handed off by the quarterback, Jay Carter. What a season Carter's had. 3,300 yards, passing, 23 touchdowns, averaging over 240 yards a game. He's under center here with a fresh set of downs. Going play action. Carter looking downfield with all the time in the world. He's going to tuck it and go. Go around the left side to the 40, the 45, and takes a shot on his way to the turf.
That's the one group of guys that have kept Salt Lake, guys and gals I should say in Salt Lake, that have really kept Carter clean this season and have kept this offense moving forward continuously and consistently because of their good play in the trenches.
2 tight ends to the left. Carter play action again, under pressure, and down he goes. It's a Vegas sack on the opening drive of the game. And that is Stefan Bledsoe.
Well, how about that? A little bit of backbreaking there on the outside. Bledsoe getting around the tight end and getting home. They have a couple extra blockers there, and it looks like the tight end could have had a block there for the left tackle as well for some extra help, but the roll helps Bledsoe just square off really against the tight end and eventually have enough muscle and fortitude to get off the block and get to Carter in the backfield.
Carter with those happy feet, unable to find a receiver. All the players in to help block, only had 3 receivers in the pattern. Could not find any of them before Stefan Bledsoe brought him down. Bledsoe's first sack of the game, obviously, and now 3rd at a country mile for the Salt Lake Hornets. Over the middle, that is caught into plus territory. And the Salt Lake drive continues to hum. It's DJ Parker.
And how about that for a little bit of resiliency going against the team that has the most sacks, almost by a country mile, in terms of the entire league, with 57 coming in tonight, 58 after that Bledsoe sack. But the ability to get back in the pocket, face down this defense again, and fire a surefire pass down the middle.
Salt Lake City at 13-2 has the best record in the entire UFL. They have not lost at home this season. The handoff to Allure on the left tackle. That's another quality rush from Chris Allure. Second down. Chris Allure, 1,400 yards rushing on the season so far. Tied for 6th on the UFL leaderboard with 8 rushing touchdowns. Carter in the shotgun on second down. Dishes to his left in the flat, and that is going to move the chains yet again. The Salt Lake offense starting to hum. McLean on the catch.
2nd and short, can go with everything, and Vegas backing off, not wanting to give up another big play, and Carter just doing what he does. He takes what's there and keeps the drive going.
In the shotgun, here comes the blitz. Carter gets it away, and that is another catch. DJ Parker, his 2nd catch of the drive, and the 4th first down of this drive for the Hornets.
And good awareness from Barker there, taking a hit and spinning toward the first down marker. You know, some players say they can see that line, and I think Barker was able to see it that time.
Allure with a head of steam going around the right side, gets into the red zone. Fourth carry of the drive for Allure. And another monster run on first down for the running back, Tyler.
It's really setting up these easy second downs. Salt Lake has been very good here already on this drive and so far this season, taking advantage of these big first downs to lead to much easier second down opportunities.
Allure with gets the seam. He's inside the 10 and down at the 6. And it's first and goal for Salt Lake.
A brilliant, balanced attack. Hit him on the ground, weaken him up front, then just dice him over the middle here and there a little bit, catch him off guard, threw in a little bit of a wrinkle with the play action, and then now here toward the goal line. Nothing fancy, just run, 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 and gash this defense.
Vegas known for their red zone defense, second best in the UFL, but they are on the verge of giving up points on the opening drive for Salt Lake. On the shotgun, handing off. And that goes to the backup, Lakeem Hopkins. And Hopkins inside the 5. Tyler Falk, tell us about this Salt Lake offense.
Well, we talked a lot about that line led by Skippy Curtis and Mia Bengori and Adam and a whole bunch of others there on the line. But let's talk about Adam West. He comes in when he needs to. He's Mr. Reliable at the tight end position. And they got 3 wideouts at West, Baker, and Neely. We've already seen through a couple today. Here's a big test on second and goal for Vegas' defense.
Chris Allure up the middle, and Vegas shuts him down at the 1-yard line. 6th rush of the drive for Chris Allure.
I think the big thing now is the linebackers here in this goal-to-go scenario have done a really good job of staying home, staying in their gaps, good gap defense, just try and slow down the run, and now they're literally on their last yard.
And a flag on the play, a little antsiness perhaps. No, it looks like that's going to be against Vegas.
Well, it already changes anything. Maybe move the ball maybe just 1 centimeter closer to the goal line, but hey, it still counts.
Tremendous value on that penalty. Usually you're docked 5 yards for that. They may have been docked 5 inches, as you said, and a little closer for 3rd and goal up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown. Lakeem Hopkins opens the scoring for Salt Lake.
You know what that penalty did there, Josh? It made the defense relax a little bit. It made them have to tell each other, all right, we gotta wait until the ball is snapped. And so that allowed, or helped allow the offensive line to get the early push, to push forward. And Hopkins, all he had to do was waltz into the end zone, and Salt Lake has our first score of the night.
Victor Ironleg, who had 5 field goals when these two teams met earlier in the season, will add the extra point, and that is up, and it is good. Check out Green Gridiron's social media to see the unboxings of full-sized UFL helmet replicas. They make it real, and so do all of you. For more info on the amazing products offered by Green Gridiron, visit greengridiron.com. UFL bingo numbers are on the board. We'll be updating that throughout the night. Make sure you get your UFL bingo Yugo card, if you will. Tyler Falk, did you get your Yugo card?
I did not get my Yugo card this time. It is, I think it's still horizontal night, and I think it's also double Yugo as well. So double the rewards if you do get a Yugo. So make sure you have yours in play. And unlike a unfortunate Minnesotan who's now regretting getting his Yugo cards.
It's been a horizontal night for you for a different reason. Vegas takes over at the 25, 1st and 10. Throwing over to the left side, Frank Stearns is true on his first pass of the night. 2nd down.
Vegas top 10 in the league in terms of offense, averaging close to 300 yards a game. Passing, have 22 touchdowns of the season as well, thrown by the quarterback Stearns.
Stearns in the shotgun, finds receiver open over the middle, and that is a great play in the plus territory. Dominique Douglas getting 10 yards after the catch.
Couple of good passes to begin the night here from Stearns. He opens up the play with a short pass over the middle on the 1st down, and then White sneaks behind the coverage here on 2nd down, allowing for a big play, catching Salt Lake on their toes.
Salt Lake. Well, but you have to be playing some stout defense. They are third in the UFL in scoring defense, allowing just over 18 points a game on average. Stearns play action. Throws over the middle again, and again a completion. And Frank Stearns wasting no time getting into a rhythm. That's David Glidden.
You have to respond early to Salt Lake. You cannot let them get a big lead on you because this team is hungry for deeper aspirations. We know both these teams are in the postseason. We may even see this may even be a future postseason matchup. But the big thing here is Vegas knows they have to be good and they have to play good against the best teams because that's all they're going to face in the playoffs. And so this is a really good start to this opening drive here for Vegas.
Stearns on the shotgun again. Vegas in field goal range, throwing toward the sideline this time. And that is incomplete. Tyler Falk, tell us about this Vegas offense.
Well, we talked a little bit about the passing game, and we saw how good Salt Lake's balance attack was. It's going to be really key to see what Jack Nitro can do here for the Vegas Devils in terms of giving them a ground game. We haven't even seen him yet on this drive. Look for him to have a bigger impact than you would expect in order to make Vegas not so one-dimensional.
And a fun wide receiver battle for Vegas culminating tonight. More on that in a little bit as we watch Jack Nitro gets stuffed in his own backfield. Braylon Battle has 9 touchdown receptions and his 10th of receiving yardage in the UFL. Ethan Flowers, meanwhile, 1 behind him in touchdowns and about 50 yards behind him in receiving yardage. So which one of those 2 wide receivers will have high honors and yardage or touchdowns when the season concludes, the regular season that is, at the end of this game? Stearns in the shotgun on 3rd and long, going to the right side, leaping and bobbling, and it falls incomplete. Game of volleyball broke out on the sideline there as Dylan White couldn't bring it in.
I mean, give the big tight end credit. He climbed the ladder like he's told to and supposed to, but he just gets knocked over from underneath. That's really hard. His equilibrium all out of whack because the quarterback's right there, and great breakup, forcing this field goal here from a 40 yards out.
I wonder if Stearns actually underthrew him a little bit, which caused him to make the jump in the air. As it stands, Zach Martin from 40 yards. That field goal is up and good, and Vegas pulls within 4 to make it 7-3. For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at YOUFL.football and claim your player today. Can you believe Salt Lake does not have a single cornerback claimed? I didn't believe it either, but you can change that. Go visit UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. And Tyler Falk, if you just want to go on UFL.football and fart around and look at stats, that's okay too.
I think DeQuarius Locke is a claimed corner there for Salt Lake. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. We'll catch him out in the next drive here.
He is not he's not in bold on my sheet, but maybe he is. Maybe our AI resident-in-chief can give us a confirmation on that one way or the other. Salt Lake taking over with the football at the 29-yard line. Jay Carter will hand off to Chris Allure around the right side. And that is good for maybe a yard or 2. Tyler Falk, tell me about this Vegas defense.
Chris Phillips leads the way on defense as far as the secondary is concerned, and Tyrone Johnson leads the way in the trenches at right end, and those 2 guys are going to have their hands full with one of the league's best offenses. And it's a very underrated best offense because, like we were talking about before, this passing attack here for Salt Lake does enough. It's the run game you really have to look out for. But good news here for Vegas is they have one of the best efficient defenses in the league.
We're up the middle for a gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd and 1, and my sincerest apologies to DeQuarius Locke, who is a claimed cornerback for the Salt Lake Hornets, but he is the only one, folks. Somebody give previous some companionship. Laurel making a first down. 9 rushes for the running back already. We're not even out of the first quarter.
And that's something that Vegas is going to have to key on rather quickly because Salt Lake loves to go to the ground game. They have that great tailback allure, and he just goes hard in the trenches because his O-line can get him blocks deeper downfield. They're going to call it short, 4th and inches. All right, good stop, Vegas.
That's a stunner. No review on the spot. And so it will be Houston Myers punting that into the end zone. And Vegas will take over at the 20. Really stunned we didn't see any sort of review on that spot. I mean, watching it from our vantage point, I just assumed he had it.
Absolutely, and it just culminates in this very fast-moving first quarter. Only 52 seconds left to go. Very quick going here. And now how does Vegas respond? Able to get a field goal last time out. Maybe they can put up some more points here and draw even closer.
Time flies when you're having fun. You know who else flies? Is Jack Nitro. Tyler Falk! Tell me about the Salt Lake defense.
Well, Dan Marino is typically the middle linebacker. He had some help out there from his friend Latavian Glover, able to help him out and break down the tailback there. And that's what Vegas is going to have to run into. This front 7 for Salt Lake is one of the best in the league, and we're seeing why there.
Don Mariano, monster season so far. 111 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. Joe Malone and James Neely combined for 22.5 sacks so far. Stearns over to Nitro up the middle. And Nitro will park it at the 28 as the first quarter comes to a close. Salt Lake trying to show why they're the 1 seed. Las Vegas trying to find a league best 7th win on the road. You're watching UFL Primetime right here on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Josh Circle. He's Tyler Falk. 2 of the best in the West showing down here in the Beehive State. Frank Stearns going play action. Throwing down the left side. It has a receiver open and it's caught. Ethan Flowers. How do you do, sir?
All you need is that half-second hesitation from the safeties on play action to get somebody free. A little bit, nice little double move there from Flowers, a little bit of an in-cut to the corner route, and he's able to get free from his mark and flip the field in a hurry. Great route running there from Flowers.
Stearns back in plus territory for the 2nd time in as many drives. To Nitro, off tackle the right side, spin move inside the 35. And down at the 33. As you can see in chat, breaking postseason news coming up next on the broadcast. And as soon as we get out of plus territory, we will bring in Cameron Irvine to give us the very latest on the UFL playoffs. But for now, Stearns throwing across the field. That is caught. And Vegas continues to hum. You see the line there on Stearns. 5 completed out of his first 7.
It's been a good stretch of play so far. Get it into a 3rd and manageable, and really the playbook's wide open. Only 2 down linemen and 2 wide. Up the middle might be a good option here.
3rd and 1 to Nitro up the middle. Tyler Falk, you're a genius. And Vegas back in the red zone.
Unless you have the talent on your line and on your edge rushers to collapse inward quickly on that 3rd and short type of situation, that middle is going to be wide open. Vegas recognizing it, Stearns recognizing it, hand it off to Nitro, and he's free for a long while. Good play call there from Vegas.
Vegas looking to take the lead here. There were no touchdowns scored in these teams' previous meeting. Nitro up the middle again to the 5, tripped up and down at the 9. And Salt Lake very lucky to get a shoelace on Nitro because he would have been gone.
Absolutely, and right now that middle looking very weak here at the moment, and Vegas doing everything in their power to keep calling dives inside zones, and it's working.
5-step drop for Stearns, thrown to the end zone, caught, touchdown! Vegas finds the end zone. It's Darius Maddox.
I wonder if that big corner route from Flowers early in the drive really made Salt Lake think we got to cover the outside, because the middle of the field on the last half of that drive was nothing but open. And Stearns finds Maddox to take the lead for Vegas. A brilliantly called drive here for the Devils as they take their first lead.
Jay Carter beside himself. He knows he's going to go back into the game trailing. But for Vegas, Victor Iron Leg lives up to his name, and Vegas up 10-7. Cameron Irvine is standing by. Let me bring in the hardest working man in sim football today. Cameron Irvine, give us an update on the UFL playoff picture, if you would, sir.
Oh, man, guys, and guess what? The West is done. The West is set. Here's the breaking news. We have your final, that's not, oh, jeez, I put it in the wrong place. Oh, now we got a team. Ask me something else. How's your day going, guys?
How was that game night? We had another good game night. 2 good game nights in a row here for the UFL.
15.
Did you say that was our third overtime game this week? Third overtime game this week, is that right?
Yes, and the 15th, I actually misspoke on game night. I said it was the 14th. It's the 15th overtime game this season. 5.8% of our games going to OT this year. Okay, I'm ready now, guys.
Okay, what do you got for us?
All right,
the
here
West
we go.
Is set, apparently.
The West is set. Here's how it all went down. Salt Lake is taking on Phoenix in the first round of the playoffs. Phoenix and Fresno have clinched playoff spots in the West as Carter, oh my gosh.
Oh my word.
Ridiculous. You had to do that during our playoff segment, didn't you?
Dang it, West. Take it away, boys. I'll be back.
Alexander West detonating this Vegas defense and our playoff segment all in one fell swoop. Outstanding post route, Tyler Falk.
I mean, if I'm Xavier Charles, I got to tip my cap to West, because that was ridiculous. That was robbery, tomfoolery, whatever you call it, but West made that look like he was Superman out there.
Arter will hand off to Allure. Allure, nowhere to go. And we will get back to Cameron Irvine maybe on this next drive as we see what Salt Lake can do, now trailing for the first time in this game. Carter under center here on 2nd and 8. Short drop, pops, and West again. Alexander West, that is. One of 2 Westies, if you will, on this Salt Lake offense.
The third down here for Vegas. They were able to stop Salt Lake last time on third down, way back in the last drive, but this one to keep it to a neck-and-neck game.
Carter in the shotgun on third down, complete. Did he stay in bounds? He did. That's Noah Neely. Welcome to the stat sheet, Mr. Neely. That's your first catch of the night. Good for a first down.
And just what the doctor ordered there for the Hornets. The coverage from Vegas backing off, covering beyond the sticks, not allowing anything deep, which opens up underneath routes. Just what Neely ran there. Good little cutting in route. And Carter doing a good job of finding him.
That was Avery Cumberland on the tackle. It may have been a touchdown-saving tackle. And now Carter working in the red zone here. To Allure. Into the 15. And fights a mass of white jerseys on his way to the 13, 2nd down.
Another good day already there from Allure. Already over 50 yards on 11 carries, averaging 5 yards a carry here tonight. And if everything continues to go that way, he's looking at another big day here on the ground and a good day for Salt Lake.
DJ Barker, who's been busy tonight, they're counting that as a rush. And that'll be good for 5 yards. 3rd and infinitesimal here. Lucas Doughty, the fullback, will stay in the game. Carter going play action, throwing toward the end zone. That is caught. Adam West inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Wow, Marcus Rice, the middle linebacker in coverage, a little bit off kilter from the play action. He had to cover either the fullback or West, who was coming behind him. And, well, West was there, and that's where Carter went to, and Rice couldn't figure it out in time. And Salt Lake knocking on the door again, another 1st and goal opportunity.
Jay Carter, the lefty, rolling to his left and dealing. Getting Adam West his first catch of the game. And now 1st and goal. Double tight end set. Carter play action again. Has time. Has to run. Down he goes. Avery Cumberland gets his first sack of the game.
Cumberland again with another big sack here this season, and that's a good coverage sack. Had the linebacker and corner out in the end zone not been there, we might have seen Carter try and get outside a little bit further, but Cumberland there on the good contain to bring him down.
I wonder if Carter saw Cumberland out of his peripheral or had already made up his mind to tuck it and go. Either way, it counts as a sack, and now 2nd and goal from the 11 almost. Doherty will stay in the game at fullback. Allure will stay in the block. Carter with time, out of time, drops the ball. Allure manages to recover it.
My, oh my, another good coverage sack. You only got a couple of guys going out for a pass, and it's one-on-one coverage out there, and no one's able to get open in time, and good strip sack from Rice there, and Allure Johnny on the spot to recover, but you gotta be a little bit better. You have those extra guys back there to help block for a reason, but this Salt Lake offense is gonna have their hands full again with the league's best sacking defense.
Vegas in the red zone, coming up true, pushing Jay Carter and company out of the red zone, now at the 23-yard line. Carter over the middle, that is caught. Back to the 11, but it's going to be 4th and goal as Chris Allure cannot bring them to the land of milk and honey.
Well, it's feast or famine right now. Carter already doing a really good job of finding his receivers 8 of 8 tonight, but there's another thing that Salt Lake likes. He doesn't take too many chances. Doesn't have a whole lot of interception this season, but he's unable to find the end zone. That's just hard. That's just the hard knocks of football when you get pushed back outside the 20 when you're in goal to go scenarios.
Vegas watch Salt Lake City actually score points inside the red zone as Victor Ironleg adds a field goal to make it 10-all. You like apples, Tyler? We got a tie game on Sunday night. How do you like them apples?
They're pretty good apples, and it's a good postseason preview here for both these teams. Salt Lake not making mistakes, doing what they need to do on offense for the most part. Meanwhile, for Vegas, it's good to see their defense keep them in this game, and they're playing up to the competition right now. This is a really good game.
Outstanding effort. Just 3:48 left here in the first half. Let's try and bring Cameron Irvine back in. Cameron Irvine, still eager to hear about the UFL playoff picture.
Okay, Vegas and Salt Lake, just chill out, okay? All right, so we've got Salt Lake hosting Phoenix in the 1-8 matchup. Let's talk about the 8-8 slog. Fresno, Phoenix, Houston, San Jose, and Portland, all with 8 losses. So you got to go to the conference record, and right now, Phoenix and Fresno are 6-6. Houston, San Jose are 5-7. Now, if Portland wins, they'll also be 6-6, but Portland lost to both Phoenix and Fresno. So they don't have any head-to-heads there, and they would be out. That means that Fresno and Phoenix get those top 2 spots. Houston, a devastating loss. San Jose, a devastating loss here in Week 17. They end up on the outside looking in. Phoenix has played 12 straight games decided by 8 points or less, including a 16-10 loss to Salt Lake earlier this season where Jay Carter went 13 of 26. So Salt Lake had a ton of problems with Phoenix earlier on in the season. San Diego and Fresno, the 2-7 matchup, that is a division rivalry. That is part 3. We just saw part 2. San Diego edged Fresno 17-12, and Fresno won the first meeting. Vegas is going to Dakota. Those teams have not played this season. The crazy thing is that those 2 teams are some of the best road teams in the league. Vegas is going to be the team on the road there. And then Los Angeles did not win the division. They came up just 1 game short. Oh, no. Here we go again.
Interception! Salt Lake manages to get the first turnover of the game, and they will take it back to the hizzy. Guess who? Don Mariano.
And Mariano there again. The Salt Lake team, both offense and defense, love to interrupt the co-founder, and it doesn't matter what kind of play they're making. And we might have to have a Hornet watch, because right now all Cam and Irvine is getting right now is stung when he's trying to explain playoff matchups.
Las Vegas looking to add points at the end of the half, and they have been docked points by Don Mariano, the leader of the Salt Lake defense. And now the Devils, who were tied just moments ago, find themselves in a 7-point hole.
It must have been offered an offer he couldn't refuse, because he took that back all the way home for 6 points. I don't know what to tell you.
So Salt Lake is able to get her done there with a good play. Just reading the quick hitch route there, Josh, and taking care of business.
Salt Lake defense, third in points allowed, 18.1, and they're second in the entire UFL, 19 interceptions heading into the week. They add to that total with that effort from Don Mariano. As Vegas has about 2.5 left in this first half, Tyler, do you think they'll be open for business again now?
Well, I'd hope so. I hope that Stearns learns from that mistake. And it's a quick hitter. Those quick hits, quick passes, you have to be able to find an open guy. And you really don't have too much time to debate, because by the time that route is set, that time that route is from, that ball's going to be out of your hands even a slight second before it. So it's really a case of reading the defense pre-snap. Are they going to be clamping down and trying to stop those quick hitters, or are you going to be able to find that open window? And Stearns guessed wrong on that time.
First interception of the season for Don Mariano. Frank Stearns will have to show some chutzpah here in the closing moments of the first half, finding Easton Flowers on the sideline. Good for 3, second down.
That's a good way to get off, get your quarterback back some confidence, getting an early throw out.
Salt Lake throwing their weight around in the Hive. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. I am not calling Northwip, just for the record. Frank Stearns, a pass uncharacteristic of his ability, and now 3rd and 7.
Well, I mean, if you're not calling and I'm not Josh, then there we go. Thanks,
yes.
Thanks, Cam. He's the hardest working man. He's got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Produces every single UFL game. So yeah, there we are. At least he's not staring at me last time I was on a call.
Just keep throwing graphics up there, Cam. One of them's bound to be right. Also right for the Vegas offense, Braylon Battle finds his first reception of the game. Spike's not allowed in the last waning moments of the half. And no huddle incurs a 10-second runoff regardless of previous yardage gained, and the clock will continue to run here on second down.
Hey, let's go, get set.
Stearns on, facing a 4-man rush. That is caught into field goal range. Is Darius Maddox, just over a minute to play in the half.
Good play from Stearns, recognizing man coverage and recognizing that Maddox had the better leverage of his opposite number in the corner, just playing there, and good pass and catch. Gets him further down the field, an opportunity now here to really take control of this 2-minute drill.
Frank Stearns absolutely open for business here, looking for points, trailing by 7 in field goal range. All kinds of time. Great protection until it's not, and down he goes. Roosevelt Nixon, he is not a crook.
He had so much time. Well, he might as well have been. He steals a sack there with the great coverage from behind him, and here they are back to line.
Back in the no huddle, 30 seconds to play. Pocket breaking down. Stearns is going to tuck it and go to the 40 and takes tackle. Ball is out, and Salt Lake recovers again. And once again, the Salt Lake defense stampeding toward the end zone. Call your grandma. This one's getting ugly.
When it rains, when it pours. Harris gets the scoop and score, but that play does not happen. If you saw earlier in the play, Tyrone Johnson, the right end, was working and working and working so hard, pushing his opposite lineman up against Stearns, forcing Stearns to roll out of the pocket, and he's not a running quarterback, and he's not the best in terms of ball security, and Salt Lake take over. That's back-to-back drives snuffed out and turned into points by the Hornet defense, and they're showing why they have the best team in this league, because they're able to force just all of a sudden, you think that they're down, they think that they're behind. Vegas was 10-3 up, and all of a sudden it's 24-10 Hornets, because their defense is just that good.
All in the span of just 2.5 minutes, not even. And this Vegas bench looking like they've had a rough night at the Bellagio. Just cannot believe it. Crapping out here in the first half. 14 points allowed, not even by the offense, but on turnovers. Taken back not once, but twice. And Vegas, Tyler, at this point, may not even accept the football with 17 seconds to play in the half.
Well, we'll see what happens. And here's the big thing here, Josh. In game night tonight, we saw a lot of 10-3. I think there was a 10-9 score line that happened. A lot of low-scoring affairs in game night. Not so fast, says Salt Lake. We're going to go ahead and score 24 on Vegas here before the end of 2 quarters.
Joey Hudson standing on business in the chat. We ain't the #1 seed for nothing. No, sir, you are not. Frank Stearns under trouble, under duress again. Is going to fire down the field and just get that ball to safety with 5 seconds remaining in the half. And Vegas was right there in this game until about the 2:35 mark in the second quarter. And Stearns trying to right that wrong, but he's going to take another sack. At least this time hanging on to the ball. And it's James Neely adding to his impressive total of the season. And that will end the first half.
My, oh my, a brilliant first half from Salt Lake. They might have been down at one point, but they weren't down for long, and they come back and take care of business here to end the half. And it's this defense, Josh, that's doing it. Vegas might have the passing yards because they've had to go to the air to try and really catch up here in the last little bit. But the big thing is Salt Lake's been able to play their style of football in all phases. Vegas has, again, like most teams this season when playing Salt Lake, have had to adjust to the Hornets style of play. And that is the mark of a high caliber offense, a high caliber defense, a high caliber team. And Stearns and company right now just don't have the answer.
The Salt Lake Hornets showing the UFL football universe why they are the #1 seed, not only in the West, but in the UFL as well. Stand by for league rights. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to the Beehive State, Salt Lake City, Utah. Josh Circle with Tyler Falk, Cameron Irvine standing by. The 1 seed in the West, trying to wrap up business in the division, has scored 17 unanswered points. 14 of those off of defensive recoveries and returns. A pick six, a scoop and score. And Salt Lake City leads 24-10. Let's try this one more time. If we could bring in our co-commissioner, Cameron Irvine, and give us the latest on the UFL playoff picture. Cameron, welcome back.
Man, they better not, guys. They better not. Or they're going to Phoenix in the first round. That's what I'm saying, telling you right now. Anyway, back to the West. Los Angeles is going to be at Austin, the 5-4 matchup. Very interesting. Of course, Los Angeles has the better record. They are the top wild card. But Austin, whether they win or lose, it doesn't matter. They are the 4 seed. And you might ask, why are they the 4 seed? Because all 3 teams are 8-8. Well, they swept Phoenix this season, and they have a better conference record than Houston. So That's how Austin was able to wrap up that division. In the East, we don't know any of the matchups yet. They are all to be determined. We still don't know who the number 1 seed is, either Dallas or Miami. We still don't know who's going to win the Great Lakes division title, either Cincinnati or Motor City, and we don't know who's going to get the last spot in the playoffs, whether that's Motor City or Milwaukee. So a lot to be decided out east, but the West is all locked up. I did have a note on Salt Lake as well. Salt Lake has done this earlier in the season against the league's second best team, San Diego. They scored 24 points in the second quarter with a barrage of just unbelievable defensive plays. They ended up going up 31-14 at the half in that game and won 41-17. So Salt Lake has done this against a top team out west before. But going back to that Phoenix game, I think Phoenix probably played them better than any team has, outside of the 2 teams that have beaten Salt Lake this season. So a very interesting matchup, and one I don't think Salt Lake was looking forward to seeing.
I'd have to agree with that. The Phoenix did look very sharp tonight. Cameron Irvine, thank you. And a reminder, Tuesday night, Motor City, Milwaukee. That game will be on Tuesday night, UFL Primetime. That taking place after game night, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Back to our action here. Las Vegas beginning the second half with the football and having some success on the offensive side so far as Frank Stearns and company face a 2nd and long, and Stearns hands off. And of the left side, nice little bit of a gain there by Jack Nitro.
And that doesn't happen without the big fullback. I love fullbacks. And Montra Morgan putting his money where his mouth is, gets up the gut, gets to the linebacker in time for Nitro to get some nice open green grass for him to scamper through. And that looked way better than the first down play call, which was a draw that went backward for 3 yards.
Stearns goes back to the run game, but this is the worst roster I've ever created. Dedrick White, back at halfback, and that's another nice gain on first down, 2nd and 2.
The big key is now, I think Vegas is understanding we got to have an extra guy blocking, so we're seeing a lot of pulling guards, a lot of fullback blocking, and that's just a drop.
Quick throw by Stearns, and it doesn't look like Jamar Welch was ready. And now a 3rd and 2 here. Dare I say a pivotal play for the Vegas offense. Stearns gives to Nitro up the middle, and Nitro converts. And that's the sort of steady Freddy first down you'd like to see as you approach field goal range.
And that's the tight end. That's the inside zone concept that he's coming off. He comes into the backfield. We see a lot of these like half backs now, old school halfbacks, like in the wishbone and the wing bone, just coming back, then pulling over to the left to get the center move more forward up into the line and getting those extra yards, or at least trying to do that. And that's exactly what Vegas did to get that first down.
Morgan back in the game at fullback. Tight end in motion. Nitro again, met in the backfield, brings the tackle, gets to the 30, and down at the 28. A tremendous second effort by Jack Nitro.
Just doing what every single coach tells any young tailback or any tailback in any league. Keep your legs churning. Just fight for those yards, and it's a good 3 yards in a cloud of dust for Vegas.
Nitro to the 25, down at the 23. Running out of a single back set, and another 3rd and 2, Tyler Falk.
And another good run. Again, gets off to the edge, good blocking on the outside, and really 3rd and 2. We saw a 3rd down run earlier on the drive. Might they do it again?
Morgan back in at fullback. Stearns will deal, throwing into double coverage, and that is knocked away. I think that was Devontae Wiley that got a mid on it. And then we might see the Vegas field goal unit here.
These quick passes right now have not been open for Stearns here tonight, and Salt Lake is all over. Murphy with a good deflection after the ball arrived, so no PI there. Battle just couldn't hold on and had to maybe jump for it. A little bit of a higher pass as Stearns rifled it in there.
Zach Martin will attempt a 40-yard field goal from the left hash. Spot is down, kick is up. And the Devils pull within 11. Facing Salt Lake, The UFL playoffs are just around the corner, kicking off with Wild Card Week Tuesday, September 16th, and Wednesday, September 17th on VFN. All roads lead to the 2025 UFL Championship game in Las Vegas on Friday, October 3rd. Thank you for a great 2025 inaugural UFL season. And Tyler, may I add that it has been a very great inaugural season. A lot of fun to watch, a lot of different folks involved, and most importantly, some fantastic games to watch as well.
I would say this first season of the UFL has been a very good success. A massive community has formed here in the UFL. A lot of good folks, a lot of new faces we've seen from all over the universe in terms of, a lot of people have come over from the SFL. We've seen a lot of these folks come over from there, but we also see a lot of new faces as well. A lot of new names, a lot of great people, a lot of great personalities, and a lot of them have ended up here on Salt Lake and Vegas. So just a good night of football, a good season, and the best news is it doesn't end after this year. We got season 28 of the UFL coming up next year.
Fantastic. You can find UFL.football to learn more about the genesis of this league and how you can claim a player on one of these rosters as well, as Carter's first effort falls incomplete, second down. Only one punt in this game, and that came from Salt Lake in the first quarter. Jay Carter wheeling and dealing, and that is caught, and I think he cleared the sticks to get a fresh set of downs for Salt Lake.
And that's just a good comeback route there for the Hornets, and they just need the nice, easy routes. Get the defense a little bit off kilter there. Get a first down here for the Hornets.
In the middle of the third quarter now, Carter, play action. Over the middle, finds Adam West to get into plus territory. And another big catch for the tight end.
And this is what we're seeing, just good protection up front and good reading of the play there from Carter, just reading the holes in the zone. Looked like cover 3 here from Vegas, and West, all he has to do is turn around and find the extra room to run.
Jay Carter has cleared 3,400 yards passing now at this point in the game. 23 touchdowns against 9 interceptions. A terrific practitioner of the football, continuing to work on this drive. A throw and another catch. This time by Noah Neely, his second catch of the game. And you could say Salt Lake at this point well within the range of Victor Ironleg. Carter again to Allure. Tries to shuffle and move, and nothing doing there. We saw a lot of Chris Allure in the first half. I believe that is his first carry of the second half, Tyler Falk.
Yeah, and he's been really quiet. I mean, we've seen the passing game really work well here for the Hornets, and now we'll have an opportunity here to maybe see a good another run play. No, we're going to go play action.
Play action on 3rd and 2, and it's caught, and upfield is the receiver. Moses Hill. First catch of the game. And Salt Lake on the offensive side this time, knocking on the door once again.
I mean, you have the entire linebacking core shuffling from left to right with the tight end, Hill, but he's just a bit too quick for their shuffles. And Carter just floats it in there for an easy passing catch right behind that first layer of defense.
Salt Lake defense planning their next turnover and score on the sideline as Jay Carter working on a score of his own here in the red zone. Fresh set of downs, play action, throwing to the end zone, up in the air, and that is caught for the touchdown. Moses Hill once again, second catch of the drive.
Well, you haven't heard from me much, he says, but I'll catch you again twice in a brilliant toe tapping catch on the sideline, catching the outside zone off guard. Really nothing that Marcus Walters could do. That's the leading quarterback here from Vegas, and he just gets out hustled, out mossed by the big tight end.
Only 10 catches on the season for Moses Hill coming into the week. He had 2 with a touchdown on this drive, his first of the season. The extra point is good, and just like that, it is Salt Lake 31, Vegas 13.
Want to bring in the UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine again. And now, while these two teams will still be in the postseason and have more time, but what happens even for teams after the regular season? How is progression going to work during the offseason?
And behind the scenes, I was like, guys, Salt Lake's not going to do it again to me, so we're just going to wait to see what happens. And I was right. Thank God they didn't come on and they just totally ruined it. So, yeah, I mean, what you're talking about, offseason progression, first off, daily boosts and drops and all that stuff, that continues all offseason long, every single day, just like it has been. And so the players that continue to stay active, continue to stay around, they're going to be able to make, monumental adjustments to their squad. Now, when you're talking about the players that you retain, you're talking about the players that you're going after in free agency, when you're talking about the construction of your team, if you've got a team that's top heavy and you got a lot of stars and maybe some of them aren't claimed, you're probably not going to be able to keep them all, because these other teams out there are going to be looking for their next superstars, going to be looking for their next pivotal pieces. And so every team is going to essentially fill out a survey, let us know what players are the priorities to keep, what positions are the priorities to keep, what are we targeting, what are we looking to be, what do we need to better our identity in this offseason. Nice catch there from Flowers. And based on the feedback that we get here at the league office, we're gonna go after those players. And in some cases, right, the league is competing with themselves, because you might have multiple teams that are interested in the services of multiple people. Not only that, Tyler, but we're going to be asking users, hey, you want to leave and go to another team? Because we got a sweet offer to give you to try to go over here and make something new out of a team that maybe did not have their best season, if a user player might fit the identity of a team as they're trying to reinvent themselves. So lots to get to in the offseason, and I know teams are entering in the offseason. We just ask for your patience, because we've got we got 2 seasons going at the same time. We got playoffs. Just bear with us, because we're going to be in the offseason very, very soon, and hope to bring a lot of entertainment along with that.
Cam, real quick, what advice would you give to somebody looking to join the UFL and maybe hop on the bandwagon for a playoff team that will start the postseason here in just a couple of weeks? Yeah,
that is absolutely something you can do if you're watching the UFL out there and you've been thinking about joining. Hey, join for the playoffs. Give it a shot. Join one of the better teams in the league, and who knows? You could make the game-winning play. Fresno still has a quarterback spot open. I think they're the only playoff team that does have a quarterback spot open. But imagine winning a playoff game on the road in an upset in your first ever UFL game. That's a storyline that's entirely possible. It's never too late to get involved.
Cameron Irvine, UFL co-commissioner. Thank you very much, Cam. Back to the game. Frank Stearns on the cusp of field goal range, converting a 3rd down on a well-timed throw to David Glidden. And that will put them right at the 35-yard line.
Good little drive here from Vegas, and the drive continues here after a nice little out route. Stearns doing a good job finding the open receiver on the outside, and this is what Vegas needs to do. They got to get back to maybe a little bit more longer developing plays like this one, but also just not trying to force the pass, because they've got burned a couple of times when Stearns has tried to do that.
Jack Nitro in the backfield all by his lonesome. In a 4-receiver set, Nitro up the middle, and is brought to the turf by Nixon after a gain of just 1 yard, 2nd down.
Those longer developing runs, in contrast to the short passing attack that Vegas is trying to do, both just really not the best idea.
Nitro again, this time detonated in his own backfield. That's Don Mariano. Another big-time play for Mariano, and now 3rd and long.
We see it again, a little trap play, just goes nowhere.
May I have some fours in chat, please? Salt Lake looking to close out the regular season with a perfect home record. They lead 31-13. You're watching the UFL and the Virtual Football Network here in the great state of Utah. I'm Josh Circle, Tyler Falk alongside me. Cameron Irvine popping in when play allows. Ethan Flowers trying to come up with a big catch, but it's in and out of his mighty hands.
Oh, he almost had it and was coming down with it, rolling on top of his defender. I think helped jar the ball free. Let's take another look. Good quick shot coming out of the quarter break. That would have been good for momentum, but he just can't keep control of the football in time. And Dequarius Locke, the man who might have been maybe forgotten about by a certain broadcaster at the beginning of the show,
maybe
shows up there in the big time. And I know Vegas are going for the fourth down. You got to have to here, down close to 20.
Absolutely, and Bird finds receiver to collect the ball. Flowers can't get to the ball, and once again, Dequarius Locke, the forgotten man, comes up with two big-time plays to get Vegas's offense off the field.
Locke and Nixon tag teaming there for a great stop. And we'll see a lot more of the running game led by Allure here as we're in the final frame of regulation.
They're on 33, best starting field position of the night for Salt Lake after the turnover on downs.
Here's the big thing here, Josh. We've gone through 3 full quarters of football, and we're into the fourth. I think we have yet to see a punt. A lot of good drives, either ending in points or good defensive takeaways.
We did have one punt. Houston Myers had an effort in the first quarter that went through the back of the end zone, and that is the only punt from either team tonight. Not that I'm complaining. 3rd and 4 now for Carter and friends. Allure the backfield buys lonesome. 5-step drop, thrown across, and that is caught, but I think going to be short. Adam West got flagged down just in front of the line to gain. Phillips on the tackle. It's 4th and 1.
And you will have our community here, and I will shout out Skippy in chat here. Well, it's a yard short. I don't think that one deserves an yeah here on this one, but a good stop here from Vegas, exactly what they needed. So maybe that's yes for them.
I appreciate you picking that up. I was unclear on the pronunciation of yeah. So many H's in there. And punt number 2 also goes through the back of the end zone. And Houston Myers may just be too strong for this game. And Vegas will take over on the 20.
We are fully off the rails here at this point. I mean, speaking of off the rails, how about this Salt Lake defense that has been flying around, buzzing around, really causing havoc for this Vegas passing attack? Really nothing that Stearns has been able to find deep down the field here tonight.
Stearns completes pass on a 1st down. That is Dylan White. A gain of 7. And Vegas offensively, Tyler, except for a couple very obvious examples, has looked very good on the offensive side against this Salt Lake defense. But it's tough to recover from a pick 6 and a scoop and score all within 2.5 minutes of each other as we watch Stearns nearly throw a pick.
And Mariano is right there again. He's just in the passing lanes, and Stearns is getting a little bit of happy feet and trying to find receivers that, frankly, just aren't there.
3rd and 3 now. Stearns in the shotgun. Time running out if they expect to make a play. Jack Nitro does just that to the 45 and out near midfield. Jack Nitro refuses to go into that good night.
And keeps the drive going. We'll see Vegas here hustle up to the line here and try and start another play, but he gets free from his defender in just the nick of time to get open for his quarterback.
Over 9 minutes left of regulation. Vegas already in the no huddle. Stearns all the time in the world and no time left in the world. Down he goes. Neely again.
Another sack for Neely. That's now the 4th of the game for this Salt Lake defense. And the big question is now, where is this offense line go? You can see him at the line trying to talk to each other, trying to figure out how to stop these guys.
2nd and 22, and Stearns is going to unleash the dragon into the sideline. And now 3rd and a country mile. And the clock nor the scoreboard is Vegas' friend at this moment. Stearns in the shotgun, 3 wide set. Dealing, that is caught at midfield, but well short of the marker. But I think the Vegas offense will stay on the field. And look who it is.
Lock again. I think they're going to have to here, Josh. And the big thing is now you've made up a big chunk of yards here on that third down, and I think they were always going to try and do that before trying to convert on fourth down. Last time they did it, they tried to hit a go route in stride that was just knocked away. Out routes and stuff to the outside have been working a lot better than the quick hitters underneath here, at least for the last considerable amount of time. Might want to target another bench concept here.
Frank Stearns in the shotgun. They need 7 yards. Quick throw. Finds the seam, and it's in and out of the hands of Flowers. And another turnover on downs for Vegas.
Lock again, locking out Vegas in terms of offense. And they did run a bench concept. That's an out with a corner route running over the top, but Lock just comes over. Just look at this, just right on time, wrapping his arm around Flowers, taking his Flowers from big ol' number 5, and a brilliant play by Salt Lake in a big prove-it game. Here, as this is maybe a future playoff matchup, but Salt Lake doing everything in their power to take control of this game.
And now taking over on offense at their own 48-yard line with a tremendously short field. And now running is Lakeem Hopkins, who's gotten a lot of volume today for a halfback 2 at least. And he gets a couple second down.
Going back to Vegas at fourth down. They're now just 2 of 8 on fourth downs this season with 0 of 2 tonight.
Carter in the shotgun. Allure around the right side. Allure close to the marker. And you see the numbers there for Chris Allure. Very nice job being the pace setter for this offense. Third down.
And if it's not for the 2 defensive scores, we're talking about a 17-13 ball game. Vegas has moved the ball rather effectively. They've held Salt Lake really in check, but here comes a big third down.
Salt Lake picks up the blitz. Carter deals to the sideline, and it's Alexander West moving the chains with his 4th catch of the night.
That's all they really need to do. Take what's there. Don't let this Vegas defense get any momentum back for their squad, and really it's going to become a blood-sucking drive here for Salt Lake, as Vegas can't figure out a way to get them stopped on third down.
Dynamite stat from Cam here. Vegas actually outgaining Salt Lake 294 to 239. So that may change on this play. Carter under pressure, and down he goes. Vegas getting a big sack. It's Marquez Rice.
I would say that's not the worst idea because it keeps the clock moving, but it does knock the Hornets out of field goal range. Rice just coming, steaming out from the outside and getting into the backfield. And what did I say about momentum? Now Vegas have the opportunity to save points here for their offense to try and come back from.
The 3-score game, Vegas trails by 18. If my math is correct, and it may not be. 2nd and 20, Carter in the shotgun again, 4-man rush. That is complete. It's Noah Neely. Neely nearly getting the back into field goal range. This is probably within the range of the mighty Victor Ironleg, who has a long on the season of 51 yards.
I'd say that's probably right about at 50. I'd say maybe at 48 yards, 49 yards. So it's well within his range now. And Salt Lake, they don't have to go for a first down here, but a field goal does make it a full 3-touchdown lead for them.
Are you a little surprised to see Salt Lake continuing to throw the ball?
No, especially with plays like this.
Another sack from Vegas. It's Avery Cumberland, his 2nd of the game, and it's 4th down.
And that one's going to knock him out of field goal range. So 2 big sacks from Vegas' defense, denying Salt Lake an opportunity here, unless they really want to try and go for a 57-yarder. But I would be hard-pressed. Good hold from this Vegas defense, and good way to bite back. And while time may have elapsed a little bit on the clock for them, now they go, they are going to try a 57-yarder.
Victor Ironleg from 57.
No.
It is no good. Do you like the effort here? Do you like the decision?
He definitely had the distance, and I mean, that's what the sack does. It forces you to really stretch out the kicker, and it was nearly there. We thought it might have maybe snuck in, but just a little bit wide left here from our angle, and now Vegas have an opportunity. The Salt Lake just messed up. How do you take advantage? Do you finally turn that leaf that you have yet to turn since the beginning of this half?
Starting from their own 47, Stearns is going to have to operate quickly. Finds Flowers. Flowers tackled inbounds. The clock continues to run with less than 5 minutes remaining. You see the line there on Flowers, 5 catches, 81 yards. And Vegas continues in the no huddle. Stearns with the shotgun and a 3-wide set. 3-man rush from Salt Lake. Stearns throwing to the corner, up in the air. Did he have his feet in bounds? Looks like he did not. Second down.
Marano there in coverage, and Salt Lake knows they got to protect the outside because Vegas is going to try and want to save as much time as possible and get out of bounds quickly if they can't progress up the field.
They'll stay in a single back set. Stearns to that corner again. Caught by Flowers, out of bounds behind the marker. Going to be 3rd and 1. Operating quickly is this Vegas offense, Tyler Falk.
And they are, and they have to, and a good job by Flowers getting out of bounds. Now, even with 4:30, still an opportunity here to get something quick.
Salt Lake will blitz. Stearns with a quick throw. That is incomplete in the flat. Trying to jam the ball in there to Braylon Battle, but no dice. 4th and 1.
Hitches have not worked, and yet you only needed a yard, and so the hitch makes more sense than an actual, maybe a 5-10 yard curl, but these quick hitters, Salt Lake's defense, the secondary, are so good at turning back to the football. They're very quick, very agile, and Vegas is just unable to capitalize and unable to figure it out tonight.
Stearns. Nitro at short yardage, blown up in the backfield. And for the 3rd time tonight, Vegas will turn it over on downs.
My goodness. Vegas all out of sorts here in the second half. Only 3 points to show for it. And it's this defense that has just been firing on all cylinders. Nixon is a crook. He does come away with the drive-stealing tackle. And now Salt Lake's offense, that's pretty much it. A 3-score lead going into the last 4.5 minutes of play. And Salt Lake's going to run this football for the most part. And if they do start passing, maybe expect Vegas to be back in it. But the way that Allure runs this football with that talented offensive line up the middle, already a 6-yard gain on 1st down, it's going to be very tough for Vegas to come back in this one.
And Chris Allure, who had double-digit carries in the first half, has carry number 16 to start this drive. And now carry number 17 up the middle. Then Allure gets back into plus territory as he approaches 100 yards on the game.
Man, and that's pretty much all she wrote as the clock continues to wind down. 3:30, and probably won't snap it until under 3 minutes. And I think Vegas is, pretty much content. Both teams are going to the postseason, so that's already a win there. But for Vegas, the big thing now is with this loss, they're able to game plan for the postseason, able to fix maybe a couple of quirks they saw here tonight. While Salt Lake, maybe they're confident, maybe with how confident they're being under their playoff team going into the playoffs, maybe they're content, but they're not going to be able to change anything. Maybe they're content with going in as the number 1 seed. They're riding high on a very good win streak. They will be perfect at home. And the road to Vegas for the UFL championship will go through Salt Lake in the West. And if they can continue to play like this here at home, Josh, it is going to be one very rocky road to walk through.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. Salt Lake, Kings of the Western Conference, leading their division rival Vegas. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Week 17, last week of the regular season. I'm Josh Circle, he's Tyler Falk. And this is, as the ball comes loose and Vegas recovers. although probably for naught. The only blemish on the body of work we've seen from Salt Lake so far. And that's Hopkins, the backup running back, and we may get another look at this.
For Vegas, you're hoping the ball pops for you. I don't know if his knee was down. Not the best angle there, but on inside of 2 minutes, all reviews can come from the booth. If the booth decides there is maybe some substantial evidence to maybe overturn something. And indeed, we do get a look at the booth.
So a couple of things that we could stand to review as they review this play. Salt Lake will finish the regular season 8-0 at home. They're the only team in the UFL to finish undefeated at home. And they will get the 1 seed throughout the playoffs. So as you said, the road to the UFL championship game, at least on the West, goes through to Salt Lake. Vegas, conversely, will be the 6th seed. And their road record will fall to 6-2, which is actually tied among many others for the best road record in the UFL. And so maybe playing their best football on the road gives them a fighting chance. And again, we saw a very good Vegas team out here tonight before a couple of catastrophic situations managing the football. With the interception that Don Mariano took back for a pick 6, and then a fumble that Tauki Harris scooped up and ran back to the end zone as well, all in the span of 2.5 minutes. That is all to say, Tyler Falk, I don't think we saw Vegas's best tonight.
No, we didn't, and I think that's because they had to adjust to Salt Lake. Salt Lake played their style of football, forced Vegas to adapt to them, and that's what good teams do. If you're not playing to your potential, having to play to another team, you're not playing your style of football. And Salt Lake took control of this game and will take their 14th win and final win of the regular season in convincing fashion.
Congratulations to the Salt Lake Hornets. You are the 1 seed of the UFL Western Conference playoffs. Tyler Falk, your thoughts on the game?
I think it's just another brilliant game by Salt Lake. Defense was phenomenal. They highlight the middle linebacker Mariano as far as player of the game, but you got to look at Aquarius Locke having a solid 4th quarter in terms of his quarterback spot. And again, that offensive line is they're a brick wall up front. It's hard to get behind him, and Vegas did a couple times get into the backfield of sacks. It was the league's best in terms of getting to the quarterback, but it just was too little tonight to get a win in the win column. And Vegas, they'll have some work to do going in the postseason, some last-minute work at the chalkboard while Salt Lake ride this high going into the playoffs. Again, postseason matchups going in for the West Conference are decided. The Hornets will take on Phoenix in the Skyhawks back here in Salt Lake in Wild Card Weekend. The Fresno and I believe it's San Diego are in the 2 and 7 seed. Las Vegas will play Dakota in Dakota, while the Lone Stars and the Aztecs will finish out the the Great West Conference Wild Card Weekend. That's your playoff picture. That's it. Finalized there, Josh. And boy, I'm looking forward to the postseason. And how about you?
I cannot wait, but we still got plenty of regular season football to get through. Beginning Tuesday night here on the Virtual Football Network, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. 3 more game night matchups. Dakota will be in action for their regular season finale, and the 9-6 Cincinnati Vultures will be as well. UFL game night followed by UFL Primetime with Motor City facing Milwaukee. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Virtual Football Network. For Tyler Falk, for Cameron Irvine, I'm Josh Circle. Congratulations to Salt Lake. Good night from Utah.